Did you know, there are moles in the ground, eating worms?
Good evening and welcome to episode 3. Two qualifying episodes done and dealt with. 3 more left to go. Claire and Ben are already through. They've secured a position. Currently, we've got Toot, Mark, and AJB at the top with the dual score. They could get a wildcard position if they keep that position up by the end of the qualifying phase. How's it all to play tonight? Let's find out. And good evening proper. How we doing out there, folks, and welcome to the third part of our 5th season of Duel. As I made mention there, yes, Claire was our winner of the qualifier episode 1. They have a secured position in the finals. Ben, through quite a difficult competition, must be said, BC, they got through to be our finalist at the end of episode 2, as it came down to a sudden death question in the end between AB and BC 2014. This is part 3, episode 3. Isn't letting you join the warm-up. Well, it should allow you to join the warm-up there. Oh, well, it would do if the website hadn't died, apparently. Apparently the website has died. Or not.
Excuse
no,
me,
it's alive.
Master.
No, it is alive.
Trade these months in for chips?
I'm sorry, what was that, G. Eisens? Herr Quizmaster, may I trade these months in for chips? I'm afraid no. I cannot offer you any additional chips. All I can spare you in this warm-up is a measly 5. Hopefully, you can deal with that. Thank you for the 58-month resub, though, G. Eisens. Appreciate that. Yeah, so it did have a bit of a crash moment, but I think the website is back online. No, it's gone back down online. Down offline, even. Always seems to be one thing or another, doesn't it, huh? Let me have a look at the logs. Let me have a look at the logs, see what it says. Yeah, app crashed. Yeah, I know. Let's restart the dyno and see where it gets. Let's restart the server proper again. Website is now back online. So give yourself a refresh and hopefully you should now be able to register. I'm going to keep an eye out on the log now to see if anything else trips it up. Because the problem is I can't look at the logs immediately. I have to look at them after the fact, which means I always miss the first time it happens. But yeah, you can now go to the website. Head on to deal.atweb.co.uk. Make sure you log in with Twitch, and then you need to register to play for our warm-up game. It should have the room code of WCRM, as this is the third warm-up game. There's hence the C in there in the room code. Register to play, and if all is good and you've elected to play for the tournament, then you'll be given 5 chips and 60 seconds on your clock. I'm not seeing anything coming through on the log saying that it's all going a bit ping-tong, so I think whatever problem it was has gone away. I don't know why we get the odd sporadic moment here or there, but I guess I'm glad that it brings the entire server down rather than just sort of letting the error happen without letting me know, because that's probably worse in that particular case. Oh, hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop. Nope, there's the problem again. And there's the problem again. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. You're going to have to give me another moment, folks, because that's a thing that's happened again. Yeah. So I need to go to the database and fix the database one moment. This is the second time this specific thing has happened, and I can't actually do anything about the database structure unless I completely bin it and start again, which is not fun. So what I did last time was just a bit of a hack around in the database itself to let me work with it. But this time I may not be able to, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, let's have a look at filter by that. Let's chuck you on let's do, well, no, because key value violates the unique constraint. Okay, we'll do that then. We will do that then and restart the dyno. And work around that. And my
Let's Play Drool.
Let's Play Drool. Thank you for the 54-month resub. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's just, again, it's come up with my erroneous assumption that email is unique when it comes to tying to Twitch accounts, but that's not necessarily the case. It was originally the case, but Twitch allow you the option to create multiple accounts now per email address, so it's possible that may have changed, or they have renamed their account and it's not carried over properly. So I've tweaked the database structure now, so this should be able to handle that situation now, and we should be all good to go at that point. So yeah, go to back to the website, refresh if you need to, but it should all be back online right now. Anyway, Where was I before I got interrupted in my flow? But yes, we've got two players qualified so far. They are Claire and BC. Let's have a look at the leaderboard once again. And we've got 3 more places to fill. We will have another warm-up game, which will consist of 5 questions in tonight's game. And you'll need to just try and survive as best you can. The top 4 players that survived that duel, that warm-up game, that have yet to see themselves in the centre stage, they will then get the opportunity to be in the centre stage tonight, and one of them will be our winner for tonight's episode. They will guarantee a position into the finals. Given new players in the stream tutorial video, I would say that's a very good point there, Score. Let me get over to that right now and show you at least the rules of Duel. For those who don't know how Duel works at all, here's the rules of Duel. In each regular game of Duel, players start with 10 chips and 3 minutes of thinking time. Players will be presented a series of multiple choice questions to which only one answer is correct. Place a chip on any answer you think is correct by selecting them on your game screen. You can select as many or as few answers as you like. Once you're happy, lock down your chips to confirm. You will also be automatically locked down if your thinking time hits 0. You will always have a minimum of 20 seconds thinking time at the start of a question. A chip played on the correct answer will keep you in the game, and you get that chip back. Chips played on incorrect answers will be removed from the game. Fail to cover the correct answer, and that is your game over. Centre players also have 2 accelerators. Once a centre player has locked down their chips, they can play an accelerator to force everyone to answer within 7 seconds, a valuable tool to force opposition into making an error. If one centre player fails to cover the correct answer and the other does, then that is the end of the game, and the winner moves on to the next phase of the tournament. So yeah, that there is, excuse me, video, thank you very much. So that there is the main rules of Duel, though our warm-up at the beginning is ever so slightly different. It's a sort of expedited version of the game, just so that we get a simple qualification structure ready for our mini tournaments that we're going to play in tonight's episode. Qualification for our tournament goes like this. In each qualifier episode, a short warm-up game is played with only 5 questions, and players start with 5 chips and 1 minute of thinking time. The top 4 players from this warm-up game will then go forward into that episode's heat, where the overall winner of the heat will earn a guaranteed spot into the finals. Additionally, throughout the qualifiers, all players earn duel score based on performance in each game, which is earned through getting correct answers, surviving questions that other players get eliminated on, surviving questions pressured by accelerators, having chips remaining at the end of a game, and also being in the top 20% of survivors based on remaining thinking time. Your best 5 games from across the heats will count towards your total, and the top 3 players by duel score who have yet to qualify for the finals will take the last 3 wildcard positions. So even if you don't find success in the centre stage, just a few strong performances could still get you into the finals. And there you go. Thank you very much again, Tipster, for those explainer videos. They've been incredibly useful to have throughout this tournament so far. We will be looking for, again, one more player to join into the fray of finalists. We will have 4 players in this mini tournament tonight, and 1 will qualify to be our final finalist. No, actually, no, middle finalist, because it's 3 of 5. The 5th finalist will be our final finalists, and then there'll be 3 wildcard positions as well. Dungeon Dice Monsters in my duel. Yeah, I know, right? It is warm. It is indeed very, very warm, Tipster. I hope your office is a manageable temperature. I know that you had to call off your stream on Tuesday because it was just a bit ridiculous hot. I agree, it is rather warm. I do have fan on standby right now, right by me, because I figured it's probably going to be warm enough that I might need it on. But at the moment, I don't. It's just cold enough that I don't need it on right now. But if it threatens to get any warmer overnight, then the fan will need to be broken out. Okay, so this is your opportunity, last opportunity to get into the warm-up now. Go to the website, deal.atweb.co.uk. Make sure you log in with your Twitch account. Oh, hello.
I play Pot of Greed. Wait, wrong deal.
Wait, wrong deal. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Puzzledan. Yes, appreciate that. Go to deal.atweb.co.uk, log in with your Twitch account, and then register to play for the warm-up game. And then it'll give you the option as to whether you want to play for tournament play or not. You are more than welcome to join in on the game and not be part of the tournament, though be aware that there are prizes available for those that do well in our tournament. If you qualify for the finals, you get yourself £5, just like that. But if you can go all the way to the end, and if you are our victor in the entire tournament, you can earn a prize of £100 paid out from the Twitch accounts. What the prizes make? Points, yes, well, score. Something like that. 10,000 pence or some number of Freddos, as one Chase host would decide to go for. Speaking of tipping point.
Will you start the fans, please? Seriously though, it was over 30C in the office this week.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Thank you for the £5 dono there, Tips. Appreciate that. Yeah, 30 Celsius is not fun. At the office at work, it has been 25 pretty much continuously, though we need to get the air conditioning actually kicking in. The windows were rather warm today. Other support that came in during the music playing at the beginning. Thank you to G. Eisen for 58 months. AJB with the 22 months, Colo with the 61 months, Clive with the 75 months. That's 3/4 to a century of months, if that makes sense. That's kind of weird. But 75 months. And did you know there are moles in the ground eating worms? Did you know that? Well, if you didn't, you do now. Thank you for the 75 months. And Mark with a 30-month resub, also greatly appreciated as well. Right, we've just hit past 8, so I think it is time to get this game underway. Let's load it all up. Let's get into warm-up number 3 of our tournament this evening. I'll need to make sure that the game has gone live on the website, so let me quickly do that for you. It is now live, so if you refresh your screens on the Duel website, you can now go to the game screen proper. I'll just give you 30 seconds or so to get your website all sorted and in play. Yeah, press F5 or refresh your screen, and you should now have a green play button to hit to join in the game proper. Once you're all there, then we'll get this game underway. Remember, you've only got a minute on the clock, and we won't be giving you any information about how your fellow audience players have done, so you are sort of in the blind playing against yourself for the 5 questions. Try and survive as long as you can. The top 4 by questions survived, then chip count, then time. That's the order that we usually do things in here in Duel Royale mode. Then those will be the 4 that will see the center stage for tonight. So, if you're all ready, then I wish you all the best of luck, and let's duel. Good luck, everybody, and here is question 1. What name was given to the renowned New York City hub for the music industry at the turn of the 20th century? Copper Pot Road, Silver Spoon Street, Lead Plate Avenue, Tin Pan Alley. One of these is a correct answer. You can play your chips however you wish, but remember you only have 5 across these 5 questions. Any placed on wrong answers will be removed from the game. And of course you only have a minute thinking time as well, so make it count. Everyone has locked at least one chip down from the sounds of things. All right, the correct answer we're looking for here was D, Tin Pan Alley. Yes, the colloquial name for a section of West 28th Street that had an unusually high number of music publishers and songwriters from around 1885 to the 1930s. One theory for the name is that the cacophony of numerous pianos playing simultaneously in the publishers' offices sounded like people banging on tin pans. Ugh. I dread to think that piano sounding like a tin pan. That's kind of disgusting. I know that honky tonk was certainly the thing around the time, but I know that percussion as well. Score, they did the hammers and everything, but just imagining them sounding like tin pans makes it sound like one of those really hideous piano experiments that one YouTuber does. I can't remember his name, but he does hideous experiments on pianos, like making them electric and everything. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. We can move on to, if you're ready, question 2. Which of these Facebook reaction symbols has an official text description that is palindromic? There you go. That's my way of reading these answers. For if I was to read them out properly, it would give the game away. Oh, you missed it. Don't worry, I'll do it again, Vertigo. Don't worry, I'll do it again. Everyone that's still in play has locked down an answer, which does mean we have said goodbye to at least one player already. Yeah, so the options down the table here are... Oh, sorry. And something along those lines. It's obviously Fox. Is it really, Daichi? Is it obviously Fox? Well, the correct answer we're looking for here is... PogChamp. Sorry, I just had to with that face. No, it's not Pog, but it is WoW. Yes, WOW is a palindrome. WoW is a palindrome, as it has the same letters when read forwards or backwards. The other options depict haha and angry and sad. You might have thought maybe LOL because that's sort of the common form of that emoji, but we did specifically say Facebook reaction symbols official text description, and Facebook uses the term haha for the sort of LOL kind of face, and wow for the OMG face. So yeah, you got to be careful. You got to read those questions carefully. If you have been eliminated early on, well, you can still play these questions and get yourself some guaranteed duel score on the board for correct answers in the warm-up. So you may want to just play the questions anyway. And who knows, maybe everyone got duped on question number 2. I'm just going to play the other 3 out just for a bit of fun. Either way, we are going to continue on, and it is for question 3. Good luck. Lee Mack wore which shirt number during Soccerade 2019? 10 times the number that Usain Bolt wore. 65.8, 75.8, 85.8, 95.8. Oh, for all of them. That's the commonality. Lee Mack wore which shirt number during Soccerade 2019? It was 10 times the number that Usain Bolt wore. Everyone has locked an answer down. So Usain Bolt's number is in direct reference to the record that he had set. His shirt number, if you actually looked at the back of the shirt, is a big 9, then preceded with a small decimal place and 5.8. If you multiply that by 10, then you get the answer of 95.80. Now on Lee Mack's shirt, it was a big 9.5 and then a 0.80 in tiny text. So it almost looked like a regulation sort of football shirt, but with a bit of jovialness added to the end. So yes, 0.80 with a 95. 9580 was the answer on this one. Well done if you got that. That's 3 down, and it's time to move on then to question 4. Scientifically, which altered proverb remains correct? Panthera leo cannot change its spots. Blood is thicker than hydrogen dioxide. Home is where the third heaviest internal organ is. A miss is as good as 8 furlongs. This is a real doozy. And all players are in. So if we work these ones out backwards, Panthera leo cannot change its spots. Well, the proverb is a leopard cannot change its spots, but Panthera leo is not a leopard. Panthera leo is a lion. Leo, lion is in there. For it to be correct, you needed to say Panthera pardus cannot change its spots. That would be correct for a leopard cannot change its spots. Blood is thicker than hydrogen dioxide. Well, I hope not. Hydrogen dioxide, that there would be H2O2. But we're talking about it should be blood is thicker than water, which is more commonly known as dihydrogen monoxide. That is H2O for water. So B is also wrong. C. Home is where the third heaviest internal organ is. Well, in order... Do we have the order, actually? Yes, the order of weight goes the liver, then the brain, and then either a singular or pair of lungs. That would be the third heaviest internal organ, but home is not where the lung is, no. Home is where the heart is. That is at least the fourth or fifth heaviest organ, which means you're left with... Option D, a miss is as good as 8 furlongs. A miss is as good as a mile. 8 furlongs equals 1 mile exactly in old money. D was the correct answer on that one there. Oh, real difficult one. But we have one more question left, and I was a mile away. Well, we've got one more question to go. Shall we see how well you do? It is time for question 5. In his last beau, Sherlock Holmes retires from consultancy and spends his remaining days in what hobby? Tea growing, beekeeping, chandlering, or painting? Or last bow, I guess. You could have been taking up archery as option E, as APME says. Entirely possible. It is last bow, or the bow of a ship, maybe, I don't know. But in his last bow, or bow, Sherlock Holmes retires from consultancy and spends his remaining days in what hobby? The correct answer was... B, beekeeping. And, I mean, despite what a lot of noise was going on in chat there, 7 players actually survived the game. That is the highest that we've got so far, surviving through to the end of a warm-up. Doth protest too much, clearly. Or I suppose those that weren't protesting were just keeping very, very quiet. Yeah, beekeeping is the answer on that last one. Now, let's have a look to see who... did survive all the way to the end, and of those, who is going to be taking on the centre stage for tonight. Those that survived are Samster, Inca, Shapes, Colo, Vertigo, Suyu, and Alice. Very interestingly, Samster, Inca, and Shapes with 4 chips still in hand at the end. That is an incredible performance. Colo still had 2, Vertigo had 1, Suyu had 1, Alice had 1. Now, Shapes has already been in the hot seat previous, if I want to look at my regular player screen. But Samster hasn't. Was Samster opted in? I believe so. Yes, Samson's opted in, so you have been given the option to join us. Colo is opted in, so you can join us. Vertigo, you are opted in, and you have not played in the hot seat yet, so you are opted. You're given the option here. And Suyu, were you in? Yes, you were in for play here, and we could get you in. So those are the 4 players to invite into. We've got Samster, Colo, Vertigo, and Suyu for this evening's set of games in the centre stage. Sorry, I won't be around for long tonight. Can I bow out? You sure? Okay. So in which case we go down one name then. It's going to be Alice. Alice, are you available then to take spot 4? Are you? Yes. So, in which case then, let me configure semi-final A as going to be Samster versus Alice Kendall. Put it into registration mode. That is now live. And that also then puts semi-final B in as Cola and Vertigo, if I spell Vertigo correctly, because you have a Q in your name and I almost put it in as a G. That stays in a setup for the time being. We'll activate that in a moment. But our first of our main games is now live for registration. Go to the website THRA, that is the room code to enter in. And for Samster and for Alice, we'll be looking for you to join in first here. Get yourself down, so you are already in the green room doing that, which is fantastic. Oh, hello.
Look at the time.
Yes?
I have a TV with 12 channels.
Okay.
Each channel has a picture of a classic show and a point value from 100 to 1,000 points.
Okay, yeah.
If you can accumulate 1,000 points in 30 seconds,
right,
you'll win 500 points.
As if the TCS gave up at that point. You'll win 500. Boing. Potatoes. And remember, one channel has the dreaded pay TV. You pick that channel and you lose all your points. But if you have time, you can still try to get that 1,000 points. Fantastic. Thank you for the 51-month resub there, Sports. You do appreciate that to the TTS with its comedic timing, as always. They're already ready. Fantastic. Give me a moment, Score, because I need to do all of my side of things to get into that game proper. So we go back to the title screen, and I mean, if they are all ready, then I think I can come straight into it. So get match 1 loaded up. Yeah, bring them in, and I'll load them up into the studio. Let's do that and that. And hopefully good evening to Samster, good evening to Alice. How are you all doing? Welcome on in.
Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome to you too. Samster, once again into the duel arena. Certainly not your first bout in this. I mean, you were here since season 1, if memory serves.
I'm getting too old for this shit. I think at this point.
I mean, you've seen all of the tournament formats at this point now, all the way back into, you know, the 5.5 hour season 1 format that we had, going through all the quarrels and the trulls, and then Duel for All. You've been through it absolute all. Do you think you're gonna be able to get through tonight's mini tournament to get yourself into a secured spot into the finals?
We're gonna try, see what happens. The questions so far have fallen nicely for me, so I'm waiting for something to come along to really stump me this time.
I'm going to say you did incredibly well. You only lost a single chip across those 5 questions. Which one did you lose the chip on?
It was the 4th one. I couldn't work out in time what organs were likely to be heavier than the heart. Even though I thought it was D, I split on C just in case.
Doing a bit of a split while you could, and made total sense, and secured your top position here going into the mini tournament proper. We've already got one Only Collect alum through to the finals. Do you think you can make it number 2?
We'll see.
We'll see. I know Shapes nearly attempted to, unfortunately did not on that occasion, but there may be a second chance, maybe a chance later down the lines if we have to go to a second player round in the centre stage, though from the looks of things in terms of counter players joining, that's not happening yet, though he can still get through on the dual score wildcards. That's always a possibility. So continue on with that. Transmogrifies into Scotch Girl. Where are we getting Scotch Co coming from? Oh, Serbian Countdown. Right, that's what's being mentioned in chat. Okay, I'm just going to let chat do that and we'll move on. Anyway, wish you the best of luck here, Sapster, and competing against you in this duel, rather unexpectedly, as you forego their position. Alice, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening. This isn't the first time I have a shot in the dark level amount of... but it's... Yay, yeah. Good.
You sound a little nervous, potentially. Is that an accurate assessment?
I mean, when you consider the fact that I had to play a full safety on question for myself compared to Samster, who went, I can just add one in case of panic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in trouble, aren't I?
Well, you never know. As Samster said, there are a good set of questions for him particularly. It just needs to go the other way for you in this actual deal, and you never know. We've had quite the wide spectrum so far in the 2 episodes that we played. In episode 1, every duel lasted 3 questions, and then in episode 2 they went proper distances. We got to question 10 sudden death in the final, so anything really could happen with these duels. It's just how you decide to play the questions, how the questions themselves play out as well. All of them have been, and I wasn't anywhere near qualified. Go on, sorry.
I was just going to say I wasn't anywhere near qualifying in the first 2 games, so it just fell right for me this time.
Exactly, and that's why you play every single warm-up, because it gives you the biggest opportunity to get through, and also allows you to earn some duel score anyway through the procedure. And remember, the top 5 duel scores that you earn on each match, plus all the guaranteed dukes you earn from the warm-up game, will add together for that final total. And even if you do guarantee yourself a position in the final, it's still in your best interest to continue on, because it's your duel score ranking that will eventually seed you in the final. So Claire and BC, it's still in their interest to continue playing on and try and bump their position up so that they get a better seeded position for the final phase. Right, I think that's all I need to say at this point right now. Just as a quick reminder for those playing along in chat to go to the new game. It is THRA is the room code. It is known as Semi-Final A on the website. Make sure you're registered to play, and you'll be able to play along in this duel proper from the audience side of things and earn some duel score and try and go as best as you can. Right, as always in a regulation duel, our players have 10 chips. They have 3 minutes on their personal clock, and they have those 2 accelerators at their disposal as well. We saw that to much demonstration in episode 2, and we didn't see them at all in episode 1, because who accelerates before question 4? Anyway, Sapster, are you ready to play?
Yes, I think so.
All right, Alice, are you ready to play?
Ready.
All right, I'll just make the game go live on the website. It is now live. Refresh your screens if you need to, so that you can go to the play screen. Ben, I do. Ben accelerates on the question hanging one. Fair enough. All right, I stand corrected. It's not that I was a host of a game at all that literally saw it in front of me. Anyway, refresh the screens if you need to, and our players in the studio are ready to go. So, if you're already out there, then let's duel. Wish you the best of luck. Here comes question number 1. The removal of internal organs containing tetrodotoxin from pufferfish is a key part of preparing what Japanese delicacy? Chawanmushi, natto, fugu, wagashi. Both players locking in right quick. Not even giving me an opportunity to read the answers out, and they've already locked in, so presumably they must be quite confident. Are you confident, Samster?
It's embarrassing how much I've learned from The Simpsons. If I'm honest. But yeah, I'm fairly confident.
Let's drop that screen there. Both players have gone with C, Fugu. You happy with that answer there, Alice?
Absolutely.
Absolutely correct answer. Yes, to be honest, Samson, I think that was my first experience with Fugu is watching it from that Simpsons episode. I have seen it. I haven't actually eaten it yet, although it would be something I would like to try out at some point when I'm over in Japan. I wouldn't dare eat it anywhere else outside of Japan, mind, because they have strict guidelines and strict qualifications for those that can actually prepare fugu fish. But yeah, seafugu was the correct answer. Nice start for both of you. Literally nothing's changed. You lost a couple of seconds on your clocks. You still have your 10 chips in hand. Let's move on to question number 2. Which Shakespeare play contains the line, "From my mother's womb untimely ripped"? The French one, the Italian one, the English one, or the Scottish one? Which Shakespeare play contains the line, "From my mother's womb untimely ripped"? Samster is already in. Alice, having a bit more of a think, is now locked in. And that there is time. Alice, took a bit of time on that one there. Were you potentially perplexed as to why there was a French one on the list here?
Yep. I was very much confused on what? And then I realized, okay, this is because of the origin, and I'm like, okay, so it's this one.
You think Sapster has played a single chip here?
Yeah, the lock was too fast for it to not be a one chip, in my opinion.
Alright, let's drop the screen. Both have gone a single chip down on D, the Scottish one. Why do you go for the Scottish one there, Sapster?
It's famously the play that should not be named. And that's where the line comes from. Sorry, I don't have anything more interesting to say, but that's the answer. I think.
That's the answer. You'd be so good on TV game shows, you know, Sapster.
They would never let me go on that.
No, never in a million years, no. Correct answer, though, is obviously D, the Scottish one. Or as Shapes' chat says, does he mean Macbeth, 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 Macbeth,
No.
Macbeth, 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 etc., etc.?
You say his name 3 times, he'll appear.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Sorry, I had to perturb that one a bit. There you go. So yeah, Scottish play, the Scottish one, the play about Macbeth. That is what we go for there. That is the correct answer. No change on chips, though. A bit of change on time. Samson's got 2 minutes and 54. Alice with 2 minutes and 37. But we've still got a lot of duel to play out. Anything could still happen here. Let's move on. It's time for question number 3. Let's imagine that, in order to keep the censors happy, D.H. Lawrence rewrote his novel to be Lady Philately's lover. What gifts would be best suited for Lady Philately? Baseball cards, stamps, teddy bears, or coins? Lovely. Yeah, I put an extra L in there, didn't I? Lady Philately's lover. That was what I should have said. Samster, how many chips do you think Alice has put down?
Oh, just the one.
Alice, how many do you think Samster's put down?
0, because I win. No, 1.
This ain't Samster's first rodeo. He's done this plenty of times. He's seen people lock down 0 chips before because it can happen. Though I guess Samster, you were here at the time when you could hit the accelerator button early, and now you can't do that anymore. I have now actually locked that out. But there you go.
It was a strategy. It doesn't make sense, but it was a strategy.
it was certainly a strategy. Let's drop the screen. Both players with a single chip here on B, stamps. Alice, why do you go with stamps?
I'm pretty sure it's like something that you enjoy with collecting letters, and like, do you have very special stamps like that relate to events or special dates? And so philately is the same in French, so pretty much was like, yeah, so it's supposed to be stamps. I was doubting on coins, but then I remembered it was numismatic or something around that realm.
Okay. Samsty, can you fill in any of the other blanks then?
I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest, I completely zoned out. A teddy bear is an octophile, and a coin is a numismatist. I'm not 100% the baseball card one.
Yeah, I wasn't that far away.
Yeah.
Not far away at all. I mean, you got the one that actually mattered there, which was B, stamps. I actually don't have the information on the baseball cards here, but I'm sure someone in chat will be able to furnish us with that information. But Arctophile, as Score says, is definitely a £700,000 word on the vault. So it's always worth remembering that for Arctophile for the teddy bears. But philatelists, they are stamp collectors. And stamps was the correct answer. Nicely done. As it stands, at the time you're separated by about 20 seconds. Not much else. All the chips still in play, all the accelerators still in play as well. Next up, we're going to go to question number 4. Delft pottery is traditionally made in which 2 colours? The colours of Sweden's flag, the colours of Denmark's flag, hello accelerator, the colours of Norway's flag, or the colours of Finland's flag? Just notice the apostrophes the wrong way round on Finland's. It's an opening quote mark rather than an apostrophe there in Finland's for some reason. Don't know if they're backwards or not, but that's how it goes. There was an accelerator played there. Alice, do you think the accelerator did the damage?
There was a bit of hesitation, so maybe a chip, like possibly, but not that much.
Let's drop the screen and see where you played. Both playing a single chip on the same answer of D, the colour of Finland's flag. Samster, why did you go with D?
I'd like to say I was trying to bait a timer, but I genuinely was trying to remember what the Denmark flag looked like until I read that Finland was D, and then I was like, yes, because I believe it's blue and white, and I think Delft pottery is also blue and white.
Correct answer is indeed D, the colours of Finland's flag, which are indeed blue and white. And Delft pottery is blue and white, and it's iconic of the Netherlands. And hopefully you ruled out the 3-coloured Norwegian flag, so that couldn't even possibly be a correct answer. Though, of course, it does feature those 2 colours. It also features red in there, so it's not 2 colours. It is indeed 3. Well, can't really separate you right now. Alice did try an accelerator, but it did no additional damage. Just trying to force Samster's hand a bit. How are you feeling at the moment, Alice?
I expected that. Like, I was gambling on a chip loss of 1, so 0 is pretty much the best I could that I could happen for him, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Indeed. Samster, how are you currently feeling right now?
Yeah, it's been reasonably gentle so far. I'm expecting a sudden step up all of a sudden, and then anything could happen.
Anything can happen. Well, we will continue on into question number 5, and, here's your step. If the Fibonacci sequence was written out to infinity, starting from 0, 1, 1, 2, what fraction of the numbers would be even? 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, or 1/5? If the Fibonacci sequence was written out to infinity, starting from 0, 1, 1, 2, what fraction of the numbers would be even? Both players taking their time. Well, they've got the 3 minutes on the clock to use, so they may as well do. Alice is first to lock down with 1:50 left on the clock. Samster swiftly following through, 2 minutes and 2 on the clock. So both using, 30 to 40 seconds of thinking time there. Samster, were you able to make use of that time well?
When you see how many chips I've played, we can talk about that afterwards.
Alice, did you make good use of your time?
I mean, I already said 1, which is already more than 0.
Well, let's drop the screen.
Yeah, okay.
Both going the same way. You eliminated one option and then went, I can't work this out, so covered the rest. I'm guessing that's the assumption here.
I think eliminate is the right word. More
No, actually, I
I
was genuinely like, I think the answer was at third, but I wasn't sure because technically it's half, but then the beginning point was the one that was making me a bit confused because we all know how I am used to question with maths if you know me in the public. Anyway.
Okay. No, okay. So you have gone the same way. So we are continuing on in regulation or a sudden death. If it is D, we will go to a sudden death question to decide it. But from the looks of things, we should be safe. Should be safe, he says. Correct answer is.
Yeah.
Be 1/3. So, if you look at the starting pattern, it starts out as odd plus odd, then odd plus even, then even plus odd, and then it repeats that pattern throughout all the way to infinity. If you look at that pattern, then you'll see that even would be 1 in 3 out of the entire set.
Just didn't see that at all.
And Mark said every third number, and my there's going odd, even. So yeah.
I wasn't confident enough to go on a single chip on that one.
Well, that's fine, and that is why you have the chips to play in this game. That is why they are there available. Both in the same situation with 7 chips in hand. Samson with a bit more thinking time, though. 2 minutes and 2 seconds versus Alice's 1 minute and 50. Alice has used one of their accelerators. Samson still has 2 accelerators still to play. And 0 is very much an even number. Oh, we're going to get into the pedantry of is 0 a number? I'm not even going to get into that. Let's move on to question number 6. The Doichi song Anxiety prominently samples which song of the 2010s? Somebody That I Used to Know, Harlem Shake, Feel It Still, or Shut Up and Dance? Samson's already in. I suspect this is like pop culture nugget here. And we've got a lock in from Alice. Never been happier to not qualify for something, says Arden Fetz. Samson, what's your opinion then of this song?
I love pop culture nuggets. I've not actually heard the song, but I've seen it trending on Twitter, so I'm pretty confident I know the answer here.
Alice, how confident are you?
I was taking my time, but by re-listening a bit of the song in my head, I'm pretty sure.
Let's drop the screen and see where you played. Both gone the same way, both with a single chip on A, Somebody That I Used to Know. Alice, why did you go with A?
It's like the patterns of the anxiety is pretty much on the same vibes as the somebody that you did know. So both of them are very close in my head. Pretty much that's why I went for it.
Correct answer we're looking for here was TikTok. No, Somebody That I Used to Know. That there was a correct answer. Yeah, it's basically half of the bloody things on TikTok these days. But Somebody That I Used to Know by Gotye, Gotye. That was the correct answer there. And both players, again, requiring just a single chip on that question. Really can't separate you. 8 chips apiece. Samson with 2 minutes, Alice with a bit less than that, and just 1 accelerator difference as well. Can we separate you out a bit more? Let's continue on. It's time for question number 7. The UK's 2022 Eurovision entrant is playing the final day of the cup that shares his surname. If he won 5 and 3, where would his match have ended? On the 13th hole? On the 14th hole? On the 15th hole? On the 16th hole? Samps is in and accelerating. Finally, some aggression back the other way. Alice getting locked down. Shapes, and I'm going for etc, etc. Samps, do you think that accelerator did the damage?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it's one of the questions where like you either click on it straight away or you don't. If you don't, then hopefully that just forces a complete lock-in, but we'll see.
Alice, what do you think Samps has done here in terms of chips?
Pretty sure it's a T-chipper. Like, the fact that they took a bit of time says either that he was hesitant between two and just went for the throat, or just went for full fall in. But given how Samps has been playing, I think it's a T-chipper.
Well, let's drop the screen and see where he played. Can't separate you. We absolutely can't separate you. You both played exactly the same way, but I suspect Sampson's accelerator at least forced the situation over on your side of the table. Is that why you played the accelerator there, Sampster?
Yeah, I was hoping that if I could put enough pressure on, there'd be no way of working it out. I assume there's some sort of mathematical way of working it out, but I can't figure it out. I know it's a goal thing, but other than that, I'm stuck.
Other than that, you're stuck. Well, you're both through no matter what. You are losing 3 chips in the process. Samson did use an accelerator there. The correct answer, though, was... on the 15th hole. And here is the working out here. If Sam Ryder was playing in the final day of the Ryder Cup, that's sort of the link there, though you didn't even need to know that for the rest of the question, he'd be playing in a singles match play game. The term 5 and 3 means that he won by being 5 holes ahead, with only 3 holes left to play. And since Ryder Cup is a 18-hole course, that means his match finished on the 15th hole. So there's all of the working out there. That's the key to the actual question. Ryder Cup linking to the fact it's match play mode, and then 5 and 3 is your way to say it ended on the 15th of 18 holes. There you go. Option C is the correct answer, but you had the chips to play with and made it a nice, simple one, but at the expense of those chips. Which does mean now, Samster, you're down to halfway. 5 chips, 1 minute and 45 seconds, and 1 accelerator. Alice, you're down to 5 chips, 1 minute and 3 seconds, and 1 accelerator. So you've both played exactly the same way on all the questions so far. Yeah. Samster, do we think we're going to ever separate the two of you?
No, unless you give me something that's incredibly within my niche, then hopefully. Otherwise, who knows? This is not going particularly well at the moment.
Well, we'll see what happens with the shuffling. Alice, how are you feeling at this point?
I think I'm going to start a bit of the banter at this point of just trying to throw Sam off, honestly. Like...
Well, I mean, you're at 5 chips, so you can still cover all the possible answers, but if you did do so, you will then start to get into sketchy territory. So we're starting to get towards the sort of the blunt end of the duel, but we do continue on. You are still both in play. Moving on to question 8 of this duel. The song played just before the start of every modern Disney film was originally written for which film? Pinocchio, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Sleeping Beauty, or Cinderella? Samster is in. Now that's with 45 seconds of thinking time now. And still continuing to think as well. Or maybe trying to do it.
If you don't think I know it.
It's 30 seconds now.
Yeah. No, not even, no. Okay.
20 seconds. Well, doesn't matter anymore. You'll have a minimum of 20 seconds each time. And there's the lock-in. So, was that a bit of baiting there, Alice?
Yeah.
Can't fool me.
Can't fool me. But it has put you into the situation that you can only have 20 seconds of thinking time now. That's where Samster's still got a minute and 36. Sure, you have got the accelerator that you could still employ, but you've only got one of those. Do you think you've both played the same way here?
I mean, I'm hoping so, otherwise I'm in trouble.
Stop screen. Yep. Both going the same way again. Going with option A, Pinocchio. Samster, why Pinocchio?
I know it's When You Wish Upon a Star, and I'm fairly confident it's Pinocchio, though I did have a very small seed of doubt in my mind that it might have been from something else. But I feel like at this stage I've got to keep going one chip unless I absolutely don't know something.
Well, you've both gone the same way. The correct answer is... It is A, Pinocchio. Yes, the song in particular is When You Wish Upon a Star, originally performed by the voice of Jiminy Cricket in the film, Cliff Edwards, and the opening is used for the Walt Disney Pictures card that plays just before the start of every Disney film since the 1980s. It has now effectively become the unofficial theme song to the extent that the foghorns on Disney cruises play the opening 7 notes of the song. Yes, it is quite a garish sound, but they do indeed do that. And very loud they are too. Well, both still in play, both with 5 chips, but as I made mention, Samster with a distinct time advantage now, 1 minute and 36 seconds of thinking time. Alice, it says 15.9, but it will be topped up to 20 seconds from this point onwards. We move on then. This is getting into real sketchy territory. Moving on to question 9 of this duel. Take a look at this. Visiting Spike and Issa, one would find an art installation comprised of how many bridges? 11, 7, 5 or 9? Samps is in and accelerating. Though, of course, Alice only had 20 seconds of thinking time, that was curtailed to just 10 seconds of thinking time due to Sampster's accelerator. Samster, do you think the accelerator has done its job?
I really hope so.
Alice,
Yeah.
what do you think Samster's done chip-wise here?
That felt fast enough to be a 1 count.
Samster,
So, yeah.
do you think you've both played the same way?
I think we might have done both 4 chips. I'm hoping so. Yeah.
That's not great. Yeah, it was a rush play there from Samster, just going all in and trying to force a potential error, or at least put you into precarious territory. Both the same way, must be said. You have covered all the possible answers. No idea on this one, Samster?
I haven't got a clue. I don't even think I've heard of it.
Any idea on this one, Alice?
I think it's 7, because I remember 7 bridges for the Netherlands, but I wouldn't have confirmed.
Well, you're both through no matter what. You'll be left with 2 chips apiece. The correct answer is...
Fudge!
You were right with 7, though the reference I think we're going for here with Spake and Issa is that they have an art installation of the different bridges featuring on the different Euro notes. And there are 7 of those, hence why 7 here is the answer. That's the thing where they built the actual bridges from the Euros, says Tipster. Yeah, I believe that is the case. So 7 was the correct answer, referencing all the different bridges on the Euro notes. Mark saying, thought the 7 bridges of Königsberg. Not Königsberg, though I think we did make mention of that in the proofing chat, that people may have accidentally worked their way to the correct answer by through that. But neither of you went with a single chip there. You did cover all the possible answers. You're down to 2 chips, but Samson has a minute and 33. Can't accelerate. Alice, you have 20 seconds, 2 chips, but you do have that accelerator, so if you do have a fortunate question go your way, then he can stop Samster from thinking. That's sort of your only play right now, because you can only cover at most half of the possible answers on the table. Right, let's move on. Questions do get harder. Let's continue on to question number 10. What is cupidity? Pride, greed, envy, or lust? This is about the shortest question we've ever seen on Duel. Samster is in. And Alice is also in on the 22nd time. Samster, were you trying to get in before Alice could force an accelerator on you?
I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I don't know what this is. Oh,
Alice, you were
try and get in.
Alice, you were using all of your thinking time there.
Mm-hmm.
How confident are you feeling?
I'm pretty confident because I was hesitant between two of the cardinal sins, but then by process of elimination, I pretty much managed to remove the one that I was doubting on, so it's a gamble on my side.
It's a gamble on your side. Let's drop the screen and see where you've played. And finally, we have something to separate you two. You haven't played exactly the same way. You have both covered B greed, but Samster has used their other chip to also cover pride. Samster, why did you cover both A and B?
If I'm honest, I don't have a lot of logic here. I just picked two answers that I should. But I feel like I should have maybe played greed and lust now because they're more sort of similar. I don't know. The honest answer, actually, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Alice, you ended up with just B greed. What was the other one that you were umming and ahhing on?
I was hesitant on envy because the baiting that I was doing in my own head was about the fact that cupidity can fall into a bit of an envy because of the desire of wealth. But then I realized that cupidity is quite the reverse. It's like the greed of it. And so greed is pretty much what is on the word. So.
Okay. Well, if the answer is B, greed, then we will continue on into uncharted territory with question 11 of your duel. If the answer is A, pride, then Samster, you are the winner of this duel. You'll move on to the episode final. If the answer is C, envy, or D, lust, then we will go to a sudden death question to determine who goes through to the episode final. The correct answer is... we continue on. It is B, greed, and there's nothing else to say. Yeah, cupidity is just greed. There's a full description of it, but I don't have that on my card right here. So, I think for the first time in this duel, the balance has been upset, and the advantage is now with Alice. Samster, you have a single chip, but you've got 1 minute and 19 seconds. Alice has 2 chips, only 20 seconds, but does have that accelerator to potentially force Samster's hand. How are you feeling right now, Samster?
I don't like it in here. It's scary.
Well, it is incredibly scary.
Something I know comes up next.
Yeah, you have to cover the correct answer. You cannot miss, or you must hope that Alice also misses if you do miss.
Nope.
Alice, you do have 2 chips, so you can cover half the answers, and you can force Samster to lock in with a shorter time. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling powerful.
You've got a very powerful seat right now, but it all depends on whether you get a question that does fall your way or not. Okay. We move on into uncharted territory. We move on to question 11 of this duel. Yes, we've run out of Roman numerals at this point. Question 11 is this. Which identically named pair of people was born farthest apart in time? First Viscount St. Alban / Black Triptychs painter, there's an accelerator on play. Shakespeare's wife on Dark Knight Rises actress, and I'm out of time. I'll read the others. Mother of England's King Edward VI on Dr. Quinn TV star, and father of American Navy on Led Zeppelin bassist. Well then, that certainly happened. Right. Okay. I'm going to guess by how quickly you locked in there, Alice, that you didn't even read the answers.
Yeah, I'm killing the duel.
You're just killing the duel right now. Well,
Yeah.
It depends, because if you have agreed on an answer and you've both agreed the same way, then you
Of
haven't
course,
killed
but
the duel.
the goal is to just kill the duel, because this one is just too dangerous with a minute of thinking time.
Samster, could you apply any logic in those 7 seconds there?
I had some logic, but I think I've messed up.
You think you messed up?
I think the answer is C, but I have not gone for C.
Well, the curious thing is, neither is Alice.
Okay. That's... wow.
So, we do have 3 situations on the table. If we've got A or D as our correct answer, Alice will move on to the episode final. With B, if that is the correct answer, Samster, you are through to the episode final. But if it is your now new inkling C, then we will go to sudden death to determine the victor of this duel to move on to the episode final. Why are you second guessing yourself now, thinking it's C, Samster?
Well, I knew Anne Hathaway straight away, and I was like, that's a pretty big difference. But I think C is... I've forgotten her name now. Jane Seymour, who was obviously a wife of Henry VIII, which I think goes back a little bit further than Henry VIII. In fairness, I'm not entirely sure who A and D are, but I think it would have to be a huge difference for it to be one of those two.
Okay. Alice, you covered A and D. Going for a rush play here, was there any logic at all on A and D, or other than it's a coin flip?
There was a bit of an inkling on A, because I feel like the Viscount is older than what I would expect. I just don't know if the painter is as young, quote unquote, as it would be for it to be farther apart. Genuinely didn't think about B, because it feels like it's not that much of a big gap. And then COD was a coin flip.
Okay. Well, the summary again. If the answer is A or D, Alice wins. If it's B, Samster wins. If it's C, we go to sudden death to determine it. Let's go in ascending order. So, the father of the American Navy with Led Zeppelin bassist, that is John Paul Jones. Separated by 199 years, and is...
Yeah, that's not enough.
Not enough. Is not the correct answer. Next up on my list, with a gap of 348 years, is first Viscount St. Alban with black triptychs painter. That's Francis Bacon on option A. So just like that, Alice, you're already out. But now it's between B and C for Samster. If it is B, then you get through in regulation. If it's C, you get one last chance at redemption in sudden death. Shakespeare's wife, Dark Knight Rises actress, that is Anne Hathaway. And Mother of England's King Edward VI and Dr. Quinn TV star is Jane Seymour. Both of them are in the 400s of years. One 426, one 443.
Oh, that's mean. Come on.
The correct answer is...
Yeah.
C! Mother
It was a
of
very good
England.
accelerator.
Wow! Mother of England's King Edward VI with Dr. Quinn TV star. So here's the thing. Had that accelerator not been played, then this probably would have been the end of the duel, and Samster would have been through. But
I think I'd have got
also...
there within a minute to,
But also... Because we are going to sudden death, we now level the playing field. So it's also an advantage your way as well, Samster. It's a really weird win-win situation on both sides of the table. But here we are. We have one final question to determine the result of this duel. Here's a quick summary of sudden death. You now have 4 chips each and 1 minute on your clock. You will not have any accelerators to play here. You will have 1 question to face. Once you have locked down your chips, then we will go through the following procedure to determine who wins the duel. First of all, if only one person covered the correct answer, then that person wins. If both of you cover the correct answer, then we look at the number of chips that you used to play to cover the correct answer. Whoever used the fewest number of chips, they will qualify and go through to the final. If you both use the same number of chips, then we go to the amount of time that you used to lock in. If you used less time than your opponent, then you will go through to the final. That is the order of play in determining who wins. I actually can't remember, Shapes, if the audience do or not, but we'll see. But scoring will be taken from the end of regulation play. So sort of the scoring of if you survive the duel or not counted up to this point. The last question now just counts for a correct answer bonus, essentially. So that's how it's all going to work from this point onwards. For our hot seat players, they'll get 4 chips. Those in the audience, you'll get to continue on with the chips that you have still in play, potentially. And try and cover the correct answer, because you still get a correct answer bonus in that case. Samson, are you clear on the rules?
I think so.
Alice, you clear?
Clear on the rules? Samster, I'll play 1 chip.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's the mind games in play. Let's go to your sudden death question of this duel. Question 12. Good luck. Which part of a famous 5-word phrase of Winston Churchill is not in the name of the act that beats the Beatles and Johnny Cash to an Album of the Year Grammy? The first noun, the second noun, the third noun, the fourth noun. Alice is in. And Samster is in. Not wasting any more time than is absolutely necessary. Samster, what do you think Alice has done?
Well, they said they dropped 1 chip down, so I'm going to trust them on this one.
Alice, were you honest?
I was.
What's the likelihood of you both playing the same way here?
Technically very high, because I'm gambling on the fact Samster played all 4 chips, which means it would just fall onto me, that it would be me getting the correct answer or bust.
Well, you haven't played the same way. But it's also not a done deal.
Wow.
We could be going to a second sudden death question if neither of you have covered the correct answer. Both of you have gone absolutely unnecessarily with a single chip answer.
Wow. I didn't know it was going to be unnecessary. I mean, I was probably going to.
I was being honest. I called it. I was being honest.
I didn't know if it was a double bluff.
Wow. Alice, why did you go with the third noun?
This is pretty much just a case of I wanted to make Samster stress too much, and in my situation, I have no clue. This is just a literal no clue situation. I just want to put Samster on the spot and give me all the chances to at least go through on a technicality more than anything.
Samster, you had a bit more thinking time. Was there a bit of logic behind your B?
If I'm right in thinking, the Churchill quote, I think, is blood, toil, sweat and tears. And people don't include the word toil a lot in that phrase. They just say blood, sweat and tears. So I'm hoping that the band is called Blood, Sweat and Tears. I've never heard of the band, but I'm hoping based on the well-known phrase, that is their name. So if my slightly skewed logic is correct, that would mean toil, which is the second word, wouldn't be included. But
yeah. That feels much more coherent than what I did.
That's relying on me knowing the Churchill quote in the correct order. I'm now starting to doubt myself.
Well, I can tell you, Samster, in the order you just said it, you didn't recall it in the right order.
Oh, wow!
So it all depends on whether you've accidentally covered the correct answer through all that logic, or the one that you called out was already in the right order. You've only just mixed two of them up.
Yeah.
The correct answer is... It is B, the second noun. And Samster, you move on to the episode final. Your knowledge on that question was absolutely perfect, other than the name of the speech is Blood, Toil, Tears and Sweat. So it's the last two that are ordered the other way around. Oh. Yes.
Luckily, I got the one that was important in the right.
Exactly, you got the one that was important in the right order. Yes. Yeah. Johnny Cash has only been nominated for the Album of the Year Grammy once at the 1970 ceremony, when he, along with the Beatles, The Fifth Dimension, and Crosby, Stills and Nash, lost to Blood, Sweat and Tears. That was the name of the group that they lost to. And at the end of that absolute mega duel, my God. Samster, you're through to the final. Alice, commiserations. Samster, how are you feeling right now?
Very lucky. Skin in my teeth. Alice played me all the way there. Great accelerator. Just got unlucky on that last question there.
Yeah, incredible on that one there. Alice, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I played a very decent duel. The question at the ends weren't in my favor, honestly. So I was like, I'll play the strategy. And as much as Samster has played a lot of duel, I feel like I had control of the duel during most of the game.
Oh yeah. Certainly at the back end of that duel, you had all of the power there. It just unfortunately come unstuck right at the end, right where it really, really matters. And unfortunately, not going to get through to the episode final this time. But you can still get through to the finals proper through dual wildcard scores. So hope for the best of you on that one. Samster, we'll be seeing you in a moment. Out of Vertigo and Colo, who are you sort of looking forward to facing in the next duel, Samster?
I haven't even been thinking about next duel. I was trying to get past that one. No offense to Vertigo, but I'd love to play Colo. He's great.
Well, we'll see what happens. They'll be in the hot seat momentarily. We'll see you soon, Samster. Alice, we'll see you in a bit in a future stream. Both of you take care. We'll see you soon.
I'll keep my warm seats.
Bye. And over on the audience side of things, let's see how well you did. Two players did survive all the way to the end there. Toot with 4 chips in hand, but did not elect to play for the tournament. Shapes has elected to play for the tournament, did go all the way with 3 chips still in hand at the end of question number 12. Very well done there, Shapes. That's going to give you some immense duel score on that particular deal there. I will do the recalculation steps at the end of the stream just to make sure all the duel score has been correctly calculated, but that has given you a big boost from that result there. Riff doing incredibly well, surviving to getting eliminated on question 12, Mark getting eliminated on question 11, Cart Quiz on question number 10. Right, let's go straight into our second duel for tonight. You can now register to play. Go to the website. It's THRB is the room code for episode 3 Duel B. And just get myself all ready on my side of things to load up the next duel, though I will need to make an edit somewhere, so give me a moment. There we go. I have made the necessary edit. That one as well. Fantastic. Cool. Right, both players are good to go. Fantastic. In which case then I'll bring them in and get straight into Duel 2 for tonight. Let's bring the 2 players in. Good evening to Colo, good evening to Vertigo, and welcome to the centre stage. You were waiting a little longer than probably expected. Colo, how are you feeling at the moment?
Tired, sleepy, poised and ready, yes.
That's a great swathe of emotion there going on there. How did you fare in that duel that Samster and Alice played?
Rubbish. I've been terrible at all of them so far, pretty much. So and my only ever time when I've played this properly, I was rubbish then as well. So,
but you did well in the warm up. You were in second place in the warm up, so you know a good run of questions certainly could go your way. Could help you out here going through to the final. Do you think you're going to be able to beat Vertigo in this duel tonight?
Honestly, I think it's more likely I'll make a stupid mistake and leave this evening full of regret.
Well, I hope we don't see players making mistakes here, but it is possible in the world of duel. But I do wish you the best of luck here, Colo. It's great to hear your voice once again on stream as well. It's been a long time, so you're always welcome here, and wish you the best of luck. Facing off against you is Vertigo. Good evening, Vertigo. How are you doing? Oh, are you there, Miss Vertigo? Uh-oh. Are we going to have to do a bit of a room rejig? Are you there, Vertigo? Let me drag you out and in again. Let's try that. Are you there, Vertigo?
Hello?
There we go. We've got you now. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. The stream won't let me in.
Oh, did it not?
No, I'm trying again. It just says that this stream has ended.
Oh, right.
Oh, there
okay.
we go. There you go. I can see it now.
Discord have been doing weird things with the streams, and I think it's more specifically because this is a private channel that you can only be dragged into. It may be doing weird things with the streams. So, yeah. Discord stream being Discord stream, all I need to do is restart it and everything should be good at this point. Anyway, welcome, Vertigo. How are you feeling?
Very warm.
Yeah, I feel you. I really do feel you. I haven't got the fan on yet, but it is threatening to be switched on right now. I am sweating a little bit here, but hopefully not sweating as much as you are in the centre stage here versus Colo. How do you reckon your chances here against Colo?
Well, if it's like the first round, I probably won't be going through to the final because I didn't do as well as Alice and Sam in the first round. I got about question 9 or 10, I think.
Well, still, getting to question 9 or 10 is an incredible performance in duels. We saw with the previous streams, they only got up to question 10 with ABME versus BC. So, you know, surviving that long in a regulation duel is incredible work. And to go beyond that is sort of hyper impressive. So we'll see how it all goes, and we'll see if you can survive against Colo. Do you think if you can beat Colo, do you think you can beat Samster later on?
No, definitely not.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm still going to wish you the best of luck nonetheless, and hope that you can beat Samster. Though I can't sway any favour one way or the other. I also wish Samster the best of luck as well later on in the final. I have now activated the duel on the website, so do give that a refresh, and you should be able to get to the game screen proper. And while you're doing that, quickly give you the review that each player has 10 chips. 3 minutes, and of course those critical 2 accelerators apiece. We did see that come into fruition and became very critical in that previous duel there, especially at the end of the duel. But we'll see how it all plays out in this particular edition. Colo, are you ready to play?
Yep.
All right, Vertigo, are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
In which case then, let's duel. Good luck. Here comes question number 1. Which country has 2 broadcasters that take it in turns to represent it at the Eurovision Song Contest? One in French and one Flemish. Luxembourg, Switzerland, Andorra, Belgium. Got a lock in from Colo. Also, tick Eurovision content. And Vertigo is locked in. And everybody else is locked in. Didn't require any more thinking time than that. Vertigo, you think yourself a bod on Eurovision content?
Well, I thought I was. I watch it every year, but I wasn't sure on this one.
But sure on this one, so you haven't covered one?
No, I haven't covered one. I've taken a bit of a chance with this.
Taking a bit of a chance so early on is that's a risky strategy to play when you've got lots of chips to play. But we'll see how you go. Let's drop the screen and see who you played. Okay, so you have both agreed on D, Belgium, but Mr. Vertigo, you did also cover Switzerland. Why did you cover Switzerland in your selection, as well as Belgium?
It was the French bit. French bit that made me think Switzerland. I do think it's Belgium, but with Switzerland, I thought I'd better play safe in the first question.
Well, I guess playing it safe is a good play, though you were saying it was a bit of a risky play to start with, so we'll see how it all shakes out. I mean, if it is B, Switzerland, then this is a one-question duel, and Colo has made a big mistake, and we'll be going to the final momentarily. But Colo, how confident are you that it is Belgium?
When I answered it, very confident. Now, after this long staring at it, a lot less confident.
You're having a bit of post-locking regret, as they say.
Yeah, I can't help it. I always do that. So I hate seeing my answers once they've actually been. I'd rather they just go away and no one ever mentions them again.
Well, the situation is, if the answer is D, Belgium, then we will continue on into question 2. The answer is B, Switzerland, then Vertigo, congratulations, you're through to the episode final. The answer is A, Luxembourg, or C, Andorra, then we will go to a sudden death question to determine everything. Surely we haven't been so blasé on question number 1. It's D, Belgium is the correct answer there. Yeah, Flemish is sort of, if you're in there, Flemish is pretty much only relating to Belgium these days. Switzerland, if they were doing 2 languages, it would be French and German. Swiss, they have their own slight variation on that. And then Luxembourg, and then no, not the answers on this one, but Belgium was the correct answer, and you're both through question number 1. Hey, fantastic! That's what we love to see. Colo still has the full complement of 10, though Vertigo, you have lost 1 chip in the exchange. You're down to 9, but early days, and you can easily catch that back up. So, not really much to worry about here just yet. Next up, going on to question number 2. In legal terminology, what metaphor is used for a small cash payment used to satisfy the requirements of a legal contract? Peppercorn, béarnaise, teriyaki, chimichurri. Both players are in. And there is time. Vertigo, you think both of you played the same way here?
I think so. We both played relatively quickly, so...
Well, let's drop the screen. And you both have played the same way, going with a single chip on peppercorn. Carlo, why'd you go with the peppercorn?
Peppercorn rent. Yeah, I probably should have thought about it for a bit longer. But I thought, yeah, it's right, isn't it?
It's right, isn't it? Yeah, it's right, isn't it? Peppercorn was the correct answer. Yeah, a peppercorn is established in a contract to ensure that both sides have been given consideration. Thank you, Mai. Or something. Don't look at me. I'm just a bit hungry because all the other things also look incredibly tasty as well. But yes, peppercorn was the correct answer. Also, I didn't write that. That was Dogfish that wrote that, but the point still stands. I'm still hungry. 10 plays 9. Just a bit of time difference. Accelerator's still the same. We move on then to question number 3. Comedian and noted science boffin Ross Noble loves chemistry, and he knows that most noble gases have names ending in which 2 letters? O-N, E-N, N-E, U-M. Let's go really quickly in there. And then Colo locking in as well. Probably the fastest lock-in I've seen in a good time there, Vertigo. You confident with your lock-in there?
Yeah, pretty confident, yeah.
Let's drop the screen, see who you played. Both have gone with a single chip on A-O-N. Vertigo then, why did you go with O-N?
Well, noble gases that came to mind ending in O-N in neon, argon, xenon. Others I can't remember off the top of my head, but just
Krypton, helion.
It does sound like you covered most of the base there. There are a total of 7 of them. 6 of them all share the same ending. One of them differs differently, but the correct answer... Yeah, it's on. O-N. Neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, oganesson. Those are all the O-Ns. And then helium decides it doesn't want to play in that crowd, even though it is still a noble gas. It ends in a U-M instead. And as Arun says, L in the chat if you put in N-E, because that ends the names of every halogen instead of every noble gas. So well done for covering the O-N. And... Vertigo trying to claw a bit of time back there with an incredibly fast lock in there. You feeling a bit settled in now, Vertigo?
A little bit, yeah. No, like the next question, I'm not going to have a clue on.
Well, you've still got the chips to play. You've got 9 chips to work with. Colo does have one better than that with 10. How are you feeling at the moment, Colo?
Okay, but like Vertigo, just waiting for that one question where I have to make a choice as to how many chips to play. That's when it becomes difficult.
Making choices in quiz? Yeah. Oh, how dare. I know. Let's move on then. It is time for question number 4. Which continent hosted their first Olympics most recently? Oceania, North America, South America, or Asia? Which continent? Accelerator play from Vertigo. And Colo getting locked in by the accelerator there. Bit of an oops sound there. Do you buy that there, Vertigo?
I don't know.
What happened over on your side, Colo?
I've left one on instead of, I missed out. I've left one on that I should have left off, and left one off that I should have left on.
So that accelerator bit flustered you a bit there, did it?
I hate the accelerator. It's the worst thing in this game. I didn't want
I think it's the best game. The best thing in this game.
It's not. It's horrible. Horrible.
Well, from the sounds of things then, Vertigo, it has done a bit of damage. Let's drop the screen and see what's happened. Yeah, so Colo has covered 3 answers, has left off A, Oceania. Vertigo, we've gone with a single chip on C. We'll come to you in a moment. Colo, why did you cover all but A?
Well, I meant to cover A. I didn't mean to cover B. So, because I couldn't think back quickly enough. So, yeah, there was the one in Australia in the 50s. I can't remember.
Vertigo.
Yeah, Rio is a good answer though.
Vertigo, what do you think then? Why do you go with a single chip on C?
Well, it was Rio in 2016, and I don't know if I've imagined this, but I think I heard somewhere that the Rio Olympics in 2016 were the first Olympics to be held in a South American country. So I'm just hoping that I remembered right.
Well, if that's the case, that's pretty recent memory then, only, 8 years ago or such. If the answer is C, South America, we do continue on and you gain a chip advantage from this exchange. If the answer is B or D, then Colo has won the duel. If the answer is A, that Colo did also want to cover, but unfortunately did not, if the answer is A, then we will go to sudden death to determine everything. The correct answer is... It is C, South America, and yeah, the first time that it appeared in South America was at the Rio Olympics in Brazil in 2016, that being the 31st Olympiad of the Summer Olympics. Going in numerical order, we've got North America was in St. Louis, United States in 1904. That was the third Olympiad of the modern Olympic Games. Then it was Oceania, Melbourne, Australia. You were correct there, Carlo, was in the 50s, 1956 for that one, the 16th Olympiad for the Summer Olympics. And then in Asia was Tokyo, Japan in 1964, which was the 18th Olympiad, again, a Summer Modern Olympics. See, South America was the correct answer in 2016. Yep, SB, absolutely right on all of that knowledge. So Vertigo, with that, you now have the advantage on chips. How are you feeling?
Well, it's a bit better than I was still. I've got two questions in a row that went my way.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you want to play this game with Duel, is if you do get the questions that go your way, you've got to try and push your advantage as much as you can. Colo, you have now dropped a couple of chips in hand there. You're down to 8, but you still have the accelerators to work with. How are you feeling at this point?
Yeah, happy to have downed one of the accelerators and still got through. That's the first accelerator I've ever got through. So,
oh, there you go. I mean, that's always a bonus, getting through an accelerator and surviving the question.
Yeah.
But as you say, just one more to get past as well, and then all of the power will be in your hands instead to dole out. Right, we move on then. Question number 5 of this duel is this. The 95 Theses, authored by Martin Luther, detailed opposition to what practice of the Roman Catholic Church? Ordainment of women, translating the Bible to other languages, selling of indulgences, or promotion of interfaith dialogue. Colo is locked in. And Vertigo is also locked in. No accelerator on this play other than a pseudo accelerator on our audience members. Colo, how many chips do you think Vertigo's played?
I reckon he's played 6. I reckon he's doubled up on a couple of them just to make absolutely sure.
This isn't like this isn't a million drop. You can only put one chip down on each hand. I know you know that.
I don't know. Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. Okay. Vertigo, how many chips do you think Colo's played here?
I think he's played 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
He's quite quick on his answer.
Even me saying playing 4-dimensional. We're not even getting into that. Like 4-dimensional duel. What the hell that would work? I don't know. But let's see what you make of this. Drop the screen. Ooh, interesting alignment of answers here. Only one of which you agree on. We have 3 possible scenarios here. Colo, we'll come to you first with B and C. Why did you go with translating the Bible to other languages and selling of indulgences?
Selling of indulgences was my primary answer. I vaguely remember I'm not 100% confident on this, but I didn't think it was the other 2. So I know there was a lot of stuff about translation of the Bible, but I only covered that just to be sure. But I think it was the indulgences, but
I mean, if it is the indulgences, then you will have won this duel. However, over on Vertigo's side, there are 2 possible answers that could go his way to win the duel, with ordainment of women and promotion of interfaith dialogue. Vertigo, why did you cover all but the indulgences?
Well, after hearing what Koro said, I'm beginning to wish I had played DC as well. Forgive my ignorance, but I've never heard of the setting of indulgences. I'm not even sure. I've never heard of it.
Are you thinking that this is going to be your duel over?
I think it might be. I should have played more safe in this one, I think.
Well, quick summary again. If it is C, then Kolo has won this duel and will go to face off against Samster in the final. If the answer is A or D, then Vertigo, you are the winner of this duel. You will face Samster in the episode final. However, if it is B, translating the Bible to other languages, then this duel does continue on in regulation play and it becomes tied on the number of chips you each have. The correct answer is... It is C, selling of indulgences.
Well done,
And
well done.
Kolo, you are the winner of this duel.
I got lucky there, I think.
Did get lucky there. Vertigo did not cover all the answers, and I mean, you certainly had that chip down. I don't think it was ever going to come off from your selection there, Kolo. But that does mean you win this duel. How you feel?
That means I have to do it again, and that means I've got to face Samster's accelerators, and that means that he knows that I hate accelerators. Oh, it's all gone terribly wrong. Well, not terribly wrong. I've won. I should be happy. Vertigo put up a good fight there. He was unlucky with the. He almost got me with the Olympic question. So
Almost indeed, yeah. Vertigo. So, it's so hard seeing that when you just miss out the one that happens to be the correct answer. Was it just a bit of chip economy trying to keep the chips in check rather than being I don't care and just cover them all?
Yeah, it was exactly that. Yeah, I got a bit too greedy.
Well, unfortunate there, Vertigo. Doesn't mean that is the end of your run in the centre stage tonight, but you could still find your way into the finals with some good duel score on the next duel in the audience side, and I do wish you the best of luck with that. Kolo, sit tight because we will need to find a Samster for your final in a moment. So hold tight, Vertigo. Thank you very much for playing, and we'll catch you later. Take care.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Bye.
No worries. Take care. Bye. I do hate that when that happens, when it's you just miss off the answer, but that is duel in a nutshell. In the audience side of things, we had a lot of players still surviving up to that point, with Mark, Inca and Ralph still with the full complement in hand as well. So they're going to do probably the best with their duel score. Mark still had 2 minutes and 47 seconds of thinking time as well. Only used 13 seconds across all of those questions. Definitely going to be getting the time bonus as well, with it being in the top 20% of survivors. Ralph is probably going to get... No, Clive will certainly get some of that time bonus as well. Ralph probably might do, actually, with 2 minutes and 35. Probably get some Duke bonus with that as well. But that's how you all survived. Everyone that does have the dash, congratulations. You will get some extra bonus points for surviving a question that a centre stage player did not survive, to get bonuses for that. Right, let's go over to the title screen proper again. And it is time to request Samster back. Is Samster lurking around? I'm not seeing his name in chat right now. So we may have to ping him on Discord. Let's have a find of his name on Discord. Moving on to the final. Right now. There we go. Just giving him a ping. Hopefully. Oh, he's in the green room right now. Fantastic. While that is all being sorted. In fact, Samson, you're here right now. Thank you for that. Let me quickly do a summary of duel score right now. See if that has actually updated. Is that updated? Let's have a look. That looks like it is updated as to the scores we have on screen on the website. I don't know if that is actually properly calculated. I haven't compared. But as it currently stands at the top is Tootmark and AJB, which I believe were the top three players I mentioned previously. So don't know if these scores have been properly updated, but if they haven't, I will look into that and make sure. We'll make sure once we publish all the details. You don't think tonight's are in there? That's fine. I'll just need to do a recalculation step at some point, and we'll figure that out. In fact, I may be able to do that once we finish the final, to make sure all the points are ready. Anyway, we have our finalists here. The game is currently ready for registrations over on the website, so there is the link again if you want to play in this final duel tonight. Head over to the website, get yourself registered to play for the duel, and while you do that, let me load back into the stage. For our finalists, it is Samster versus Cola for a position in the finals. Back so soon, Sapster and Colo. Welcome back in for this final. Sapster, you got your wish. You are playing against Colo here in the final duel. How did you fare in those questions in Colo's duel, Sapster?
I was still in. I dropped a few chips, but yeah, I had a few decent questions in there. I think I had 7 or 8 chips left. So I would have fancied myself. Put it that way.
Okay. Colo, you're facing off here against Sapster. How do you reckon your chances against him?
I think there is a 100% chance of victory here for one of us.
I mean, that's entirely true, Colo. Do you want to actually place any wagers on that, or are you just going to leave that as vague as possible?
No, I never know. Never know what might happen. We'll see. That
is true.
The underdog here. I'm taking on the role of the underdog, the plucky underdog fighting against the quiz Goliath of Samster.
Oh, stop it!
I mean, he's not wrong. But it could go any which way. As Colo has mentioned, it just requires one question to go south for one player, and that is it. Last chance to get registered for this duel, and then we'll get this game underway proper. The score count. Probability of A plus probability of not A equals 1. Yes, congratulations.
I mean,
that's
either
how
I'll win or
probabilities
Cole
work.
will win. It's 50-50.
It's a 50-50. Exactly.
That's probability.
Yeah.
That's definitely probabilities. It's 50-50, yo. Anyway, quick summary again for those that don't know the rules of duel. 10 chips, 3 minutes, 2 accelerators each in hand for all of our players here. Let's make the game go live on the website right now. There we go. Give you a page of refresh and you should be able to join in onto the game screen proper. Sapster, are you ready to play? Oh, Sapster, you ready?
Hello? Is my headphones
Hello?
on?
Are you there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, that was weird. I said yes.
Oh, you said yes. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Yes, you are ready. Okay. Carlo, are you ready to play?
Yes, I'm ready.
Fantastic. Well, then let's play. Good luck to you too. Here comes question number 1. The RPG video game and multimedia series Inazuma 11 is based around which sport? Association football, baseball, basketball, or rugby union?
Come on, Cole, you coward. On chip.
See, that's the kind of things I like to hear in duels. A bit of banter.
I don't like that question.
What about it don't you like there, Colo?
The subject matter and the answer.
The subject matter and the answer.
All of
Okay.
it.
Just all of it.
Yeah.
Throw it in the trash. No, I would not wish that. Let's drop the screen, see where you played. Both of you gone the same way with a single chip on association football. Why did you go with association football, Colo?
Because there's 11 players on an association football team. So I figured that was the connection.
They're not 11 on any of the others here?
No.
No? All right.
No. 9.
I'll take your word for it then, and the answer's A.
We've all got places to be. Let's get on.
Yeah, let's get on with the quiz, etc.
15,
Yeah.
8, 7, 24.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's baseball lineup is 9 or something like that. Basketball there's 5 on, and rugby union's 15. So yeah, that's something like that. And association football is indeed in 11s, even in Japan. And the title translates to Lightning 11. Shockingly, yes. Thank you for that. Shockingly, there in the factual information. Okay, moving on. Question number 2 is the following. According to Chinese myth, the rat tricked which animal into arriving at the race or feast of the zodiac late? Cat, pig, dog, rabbit. According to Chinese myth, the rat tricked which animal into arriving at the race of the zodiac or feast of the zodiac late? Colo was first in, Samster a few seconds after, and everybody in the audience also locking in.
Oh.
What was that noise, Samster?
Well, I'm thinking it's probably like whatever animal comes before, like after the rat, but then I don't know what that is, so it wouldn't have helped me to have thought that anyway.
Yeah, I couldn't work it out. I couldn't work out whether it would be an animal that was in the zodiac or an animal that wasn't in the zodiac because they arrived late. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think we
sounds
dog
like
now.
both of you are a bit uncertain. Let's drop the screen and see what's happened. Yeah, quite a lot of uncertainty. Though, Samster, you have removed one chip on pig. Why did you remove the chip there?
Only sort of logic was I was thinking it's probably an animal that's traditionally fast and slowed down, and I don't think pigs are known for their speed. And that's it.
Oh. Okay, I mean, there's a bit of logic there. Carlo, you have covered all the answers, so you're definitely guaranteed through. What's your thinking that the answer is pig, in which case you win this duel?
I'm thinking there's maybe a 25% chance.
I knew exactly that was coming to come up there as soon as I answered asked that question. But there you go.
I've got no idea on this, so I covered all of them because I couldn't justify ruling anything out. So we'll see.
Well, you are definitely guaranteed through this question no matter what. It's all about whether the answer is B. If it is B, the duel is over, Cola, you win. If it's anything else, we continue on in regulation play. The correct answer is... It is A, the cat, and I don't have any further information on that particular name. But A, the cat was the answer. Samster means you are still through. You do lose 2 chips. Colo loses 3 chips, so Samster now has the advantage. 8 plays 7, and on the time, 2 minutes and 33 plays 2 minutes and 31. Basically, no time difference there. Scorecard saying, yeah, it's just which of these wasn't in the zodiac was the actual sort of summation of the question. But doing okay. Both still in the game. Samster with the chip advantage for the time being. Okay, next up, let's move on to question number 3, which is this. Which of the following processes would you follow when creating puff pastry? Laminating, rubber stamping, filing, or hole punching? I think if you're Kerry Godliman or Greg Davies, then you may be a favourite of one of these up here. But is it the right answer? Let's drop the screen and see where they've played. They have both gone for the laminating. Samster, why laminating?
From what little cooking knowledge I picked up from my mum's love of MasterChef, I feel like I've heard of laminating. Certainly not rubber stamping or filing or hole punching. So I'm hoping that's the right one.
Hoping that's the right one. Well, you've both agreed on the same answer here, so it would be rather
building
embarrassing.
layers, isn't it?
It is layers, yeah, that's very true. And yeah, correct answer is indeed laminating, yeah, creating all of those laminated layers. Yes, the process of repeatedly folding the dough over itself with butter enclosed in order to create all of those buttery layers of puff pastry. Also, OSHA announcement here, please don't attempt to staple, hole punch or rubber stamp your food unless your name is Amori Guichon. There you go. Well, there's your extra information for you. Lingo got this one from binging with Babish. Not binging with Babish, binging with Babish. There you go. Oh, Mark going, lost 3 chips, but still in the game. Still in the game. That's what we like to see. Both of our players still in the game here. 8 plays 7. Just using a little bit of thinking time there, working through their pastry knowledge. Okay. Next up, let's continue to question number 4. Look at this. Without getting pedantic about acronyms versus initialisms, which of these is not an example of RAS syndrome? LED display, OPEC countries, SALT talks, DC comics. So without getting pedantic about acronyms versus initialisms, whatever, which of these is not an example of RAS syndrome? Like I said to Daru, without getting pedantic. Both players are in. Because I know that some of these are not acronyms. Which is why we left that part of the question in. I will quote what it said at the end of this factual information. I had to add the clause at the beginning because otherwise somebody would bring it up. We know this community. So despite all the pedantry aside, you feeling confident, Sapster?
I am now. I had in my head that A was LCD display for a while, and I was confused because I thought none of them were correct. But then I realised it said LED, so I've just gone for A, because I think that's the right answer.
You think that's the right answer? Oh, hello!
Yeah,
Noise I haven't heard for a while. We've got a raid coming in because I've turned the old alerts on. JR, welcome on in, Raiders. Tanks up front, healers prep buffs, and DPS ready dots. Let's go. Welcome on in, Raiders. Runs about for a bit. Yes, indeed. Dang it, I failed. Well, welcome on in, Raiders. Hope you're doing well. That's awkward. You're going to be late to join in on this duel, but feel free to watch along and see how you would have done if you were in the duel proper. Sam's sounding reasonably confident after realising it's not LCD.
Yeah.
Though I think in the end it doesn't matter whether it's LCD or LED at this point. But anyway, no, sorry, I'm wrong. I'll take that. I'll take that back. Let's drop the screen. And you have both gone for a single chip here on A, the LED display. We'll go to Colo. Why did you go with the LED display?
Because I read it as LCD display to start off with and had them all highlighted because I couldn't figure it out, and then read it again and realised it said LED display and thought, well, LED, that's like emitting diode, isn't it? Well, that isn't display. So it must be that one.
It must be that one. Correct answer is... Yes, the LED display, as you say, it stands for light emitting diode display. The D at the end of that acronym / initialism does not repeat itself, because that's what the RAS syndrome is all about, is the repetitive acronym syndrome. OPEC countries, that is the Organisation of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. SALT talks, that is Strategic Arms Limitation talks, and DC Comics is Detective Comics. So the one that does not repeat, is not repetitive, acronym syndrome. Syndrome is the LED display because the D is not display, it is diode. Whereas if it was LCD, then it would have been a RAS syndrome because that's liquid crystal display. So I'm glad I talked myself out of that once I realised. But hey, OMG, mate, you look like Michael Welch. Do I? Do I look like a Michael Welch? Do I even know who a Michael Welch is? Who is a Michael Welch? That is Michael Welch. Twilight Saga. That's why I don't know him. Fair enough. And I can see why you've said that. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can see why you said that. I'm nowhere near as hot as him though. Give me Twilight 2008 vibes. Fair enough. Anyway. We'll move on. Let's continue on to the next question in this duel before I blush any harder. Question number 5 of this duel is this. Which of these shows, in its original language's title, shares its name with 2 words of the name of the primary creator of Big Brother? The Mole, Pop Idol, The Amazing Race, or Survivor? In 5 words or fewer, Jacob or Edward, Ash? I have no idea, Clive. There you go. There's my 5 words or fewer. I have no idea. Yeah, that's 4 words. That counts. Anyway, getting sidetracked in this duel. This is for a place in the finals. Yeah, I'm allowed to dodge the question. That's Ben's job. No, I'm allowed to dodge as well. Let's drop the screen. Both players have gone with a single chip here on the Mole. Samster, why did you go with the Mole?
I believe the Big Brother guy was called like John DeMole or something like that, and DeMole sounds a lot like the Mole and not Pop Idol or any other one, so I'm hoping A is correct.
Hoping A is correct. Well, it is correct, yes. John DeMole Jr. of Endemol fame, and the title of the Mole in Belgium is just called De Mol. In Netherlands it's Vies de Mol, and then we've got the Mole and various versions of that here in various incantations. But yeah, de Mol, Vies de Mol, all very, very good stuff. Both with a single chip, doing very well after 5 questions. Samster still with 8 chips in 1:56. And on Colo's side, 7 chips in 1:50. So only a chip between you different. Time's a little bit different as well, but both in a very strong position so far. Samster, how are you feeling right now?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
That's all I can say. Fair enough. Colo, how are you feeling right now?
I'm not sure about my initial prediction now. I'm not 100% sure that one of us is going to win.
Okay, you think you were just going to exhaust all the questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Let's move on to question number 6 of this duel. And that question is the following. What is the currency used in Kenya called? Is it the Kenyan pound, the Kenyan farthing, the Kenyan crown, or the Kenyan shilling? Samster is in. And Colo is in. Maybe a bit of accelerator baiting there? I don't know. What do you think, Sam? Was that a bit of accelerator baiting?
Possibly. I'm hoping to save my accelerators for one where it's like more of a you've got to work it out kind of thing. So if Cole is trying to bait me, it's not going to work, mate.
It's not going to work, mate.
I wasn't trying to bait you.
That's what you'd say if you were trying to bait. So,
yeah, I mean, I tell you.
You should be thankful, Colour, though he hasn't played an accelerator against you because you said previously how much you hate them. So
I know he's saving it for the horrible film question when that comes around.
Has there been any film question? I don't think
no, never. I don't think.
Never film questions. No. Nah, not at all.
I didn't actually know this one. I might have got this one wrong. So.
You might have got this one wrong.
Questions. Yeah.
Well, if you got it wrong, then so is Samster.
Oh, okay.
You both got it exactly the same way. Yeah. 2 chips, both on A and D, the pound and the shilling. Colo, why did you go with the pound and the shilling?
I thought it was something British related when it before the answers came up, and then that didn't really help me when the answers came up.
Yeah. We actually tweaked one of the answers to become more British in the end.
Call something a farthing, because that was a quarter of a pence. So and crown, yeah, common, but I don't think in Africa you get crowns, kronas. So yeah, I think it's pound, but I might be wrong.
Think it's pound. Samster, what say you?
Similar thoughts to Colo. I'm pretty bad on the currencies. I think crown is more like a European thing. Like, I don't recall any world currencies being farthing, so it was basic splitting just to be sure.
All right. Well, you've both gone the same way, so you're either through to the next question proper, or through to the sudden death question at the end of the duel. And the correct answer is, he says. Correct answer is... Uh-oh. Is the website alive? Uh-oh.
Yeah, we both win, yay! Colo was wrong.
Oh, the website is alive. Is the thing... Yes, the website is alive proper. Let me reconnect then and see what happens. Connect. Yeah, it's resolved. Drop the screen, still the same. Answer the question. There we go.
Ooh.
At least I have the reconnect logic in there. And it's not the pound, it was the shilling. So yes, if you're selling robes in Nairobi, then you'd be shilling in shilling. God. Yeah, we're going to buzz that one there. So both players losing a chip on that question. Means it's 7 plays 6, and on the time it's 1:48 there for Samster and the 2 accelerators. It's 1:35 for Colo and those 2 accelerators. So we do continue on in regulation play. I'm just going to check the website, make sure that's all in lockstep, and I do believe it is in lockstep right now, so we are good to continue on. Let's load the next question up. Question number 7 of your duel. Oh god, yeah, this one I've got to be careful on how I read this. Question number 7 is this one. The lyrics Doba Wheezy Jugger Wook Na No Chi are Doba Wheezy Jugger Wuzzy Ni Lo G appear in an official Simlish translation of a song by which artist? Destiny's Child, Girls Aloud, the Pussycat Dolls, or Spice Girls?
Ooh.
This question, huh? I think I have to thank Dogfish for this one. Colo is locked in. Not wishing to impart any accelerator action, though. And locked in. Colo, how many chips do you think Samson's played?
I estimate he has played 2.
2.
Yeah.
Sam,
Double
the
the one that I played. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, okay. Well, maybe giving his hand away there. Samster, how many do you think Colo's played?
I'm going to call his bluff and say he's gone all 4.
Well, one of you's right, but not both of you. One of you is entirely confident, whereas the other is not at all.
Well, I don't know about the word confident, but I think I've worked it out.
You think you've worked it out? All right, Samson, why do you think it's C, the Pussycat Dolls?
Double, Wheezy, Jugger, Wook, Nah, No, T. I think it's Don't You. I think. Unless I got the lyrics wrong. I think that was the Pussy. But I doubt myself as Destiny's Child. But I think it's Pussycat Dolls. I think.
You think it's Pussycat Dolls?
Yeah.
Not,
It'd be
not
really bad if I
entirely
worked the song
certain.
out now. But yeah, and then I've got the band wrong. That'd be really bad. I think that's what it is.
Well, if it is C, the Pussycat Dolls, we do continue on. and you gain more of a chip advantage by doing so because Colo will lose 3. If it's anything else, though, Colo, you win this duel and you'll go through to the duel finals. The correct answer is... It is C, the Pussycat Dolls, and your singing of the song is just about right there, yes. Dobo wisi jugga na no chi dobo wisi jugga wasi ni logi doba. There you go.
I don't think anyone's told me before my singing is just about right, but I think it's the first time for everything.
Well, there's already people saying they want to clip your version of it, so
God.
you know. So enjoy that. You're gonna enjoy your clip of Docha in Simlish mode.
Oh wait.
Yes, Sul, it's Docha by the Pussycat Dolls. There are a lot of Simlish songs out there, including an entire Simlish album by the Black Eyed Peas. I, for one, that's Dogfish, by the way, would have loved to be a fly on the wall when Depeche Mode recorded the Simlish version of Suffer Well. Well, there you go. Yes, Simster is what ABME says there. Your new Simlish name is Simster. Right, well, you have done very well there, Samster. You continue your pressure with 7 chips and 1 minute and 17 seconds. Colo is now down into sketchy territory. Only 3 chips, so can't cover all possible answers. A decent amount of thinking time, and those accelerators that you both have in hand that haven't really been played in this duel. Samster, how are you feeling with the sort of the chip advantage you've got right now?
Well, I know I've just embarrassed myself, but better now. No, I've definitely actually got. I can cover everything. I mean, Cole can still cover everything, I think, once more, and then... Is that right?
No,
Nope.
Colo cannot. He's only got 3.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, Colo can only cover 3. Can't cover all of the answers right now. Colo, how are you feeling at this point?
Hoping for some old man quiz content to come up, maybe motorway service stations, cricket, Radio 4, that sort of thing.
Motorway service stations, as if we would have any kind of question like that come up in quiz. Well, we'll see what we can do for you. Question number 8 has now been loaded in, and I don't know if you class this as old man quiz, but we'll see. Question number 8 is this. Taking their usual given forename and surname, how many US presidents have had alliterative names? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Oh, Samson's in with an accelerator. Naughty, naughty. And rush play in mind. Samster, is this one you just know?
No, the opposite. I feel like instead of us both wasting our time trying to count them out, might as well force Colo into a place where he probably has to play more than 1 chip.
Yep.
That's my hope, anyway.
That's the hope,
Not to give anything
anyway.
away, but yep.
Well, let's drop the screen and see.
I can't actually think of any, which is really bad now.
I've got one, Woodrow Wilson, and then I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Now let's
Which
drop
doesn't really
the
help
screen
things.
and see what happens with that one you have in your mind. So, you did rush Colo into playing all of their remaining chips. Obviously can't cover everything, so has left off a 1, thinking there's probably more than 1 alliterative name out there, though currently between both of you, you've got 1.
Melvin
So
Coolidge.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, I should have left off 1.
well, that's 2 then, if that is true, in which case we are surviving this duel. How are you feeling at this point, Samster?
I'm only annoyed at the fact that I should have left off 1, but genuinely, the only thing I could really think of Woodrow Wilson when I did it. So I've got the result I wanted. Colo's had to use all his chips, which is good.
Well, he has played all of his remaining chips. From the sounds of things, you've gotten 2, so you're probably going to be safe here.
Yeah.
If the answer is A1, not the band, by the way. If the answer is A1, then Samster, you have won this duel. But if there's anything else, we do continue on with Sapster having just enough chips to cover everything, but Kolo will only have one chip left, so must cover the correct answer at all costs. The correct answer is... It is D4. So, yes, you got Woodrow Wilson and Calvin Coolidge. The other two are Herbert Hoover and Ronald Reagan. Those are the four in total.
Reagan, bloody hell. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
And how are you on your UK Prime Ministers that are alliteratively named?
Not very good, I'd guess.
This is proper
Lord
old man because
Liverpool.
we're looking into the 1700s at this point.
That's not his name. That doesn't count, surely.
George Grenville was the alliterative
is that the
name.
only one?
The only UK Prime Minister that has a alliterative name is George Grenville from this information I have in
You
front
could
of
have
me.
given me 1,000 hours. I don't think I would have got there for that one.
But yes, for the US presidents, a total of 4 was the answer. You are through the question, but it is a very interesting picture. Sapster, you do have enough to cover all the answers. 4 chips, 1 minute 15, and 1 accelerator. Kolo only has a single chip, so must cover the correct answer. 1 minute and 9 on the clock, 2 accelerators still in hand. Kolo, you feeling under pressure at this point?
No. No, all the pressure's on Sam here.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, flip it on its head, absolutely. I mean, you've got the 2 accelerators, so you can definitely force Sapster into making either an error or forcing him to play all the 4 chips so that it becomes a parity game at that point. We go into semi-perfect
Yeah,
duel
I should
until
think
all the
about clicking
accelerators
it
go.
at some point. I've never used one
maybe.
before.
You never used one. Well, it is up there if you do want to use it.
Okay.
This duel does continue on.
Do you have to lock in first?
Yes, you do have to lock in first and then accelerate.
Right, I
yes.
was just checking. Yeah.
Yes. We move on to question 9 of this duel. If I wanted to use a laser cutter to make some cool crafts, what type of plastic should I use to get the best results? Polymethyl methacrylate, polyvinyl chloride, high density polyethylene, acrylonitrile butadiene striene. I butchered the pronunciation of all of those. Polymethyl methacrylate, polyvinyl chloride, high density polyethylene, acrylonitrile, acrylonitrile even, butadiene styrene. Those are definitely words. Anyway, one of them's right. I'll let you science bots work it out. I know, like crazy glues, like cyanoacrylate, and that's about it. That's about all of the information I've got in front of me. Okay. Sapster, how many chips do you think Kolo's played?
Oh, I wonder.
Like 3 this time.
I think he 100% knows this. I think he's gone for 1 chip.
You think he absolutely knows this with 1 chip? Kolo, how many do you think Sapster's played?
I think he wanted to play 2, and if he was brave, that's what he did.
Was I brave?
If
Let's
he was a
not train.
coward, he played 3 or more.
Oh, he's a coward then.
Yeah, oh, coward.
He has played 3 chips, but we do have 3 scenarios at play right now. You've both agreed on C high density polyethylene. Sapster has covered 2 other answers, them being polymethyl methacrylate and polyvinyl chloride. Both of you have ignored the acryl ... styrene at the end there.
I would have liked to have had another chip to put it on PVC as well, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Sapster, you did cover 3 answers, but not D. Why did you not cover D?
There's no reason that I didn't pick D over A. It's just Cole is pretty much accurate on what he thinks. I'm aware of B and C because B is PVC and I think C is called HDPE. And then it was a case of, do I want to risk just those two? Now I'll stick it on one extra one, and then I've at least got 2 chips for the next one if it's correct. But it was a coin flip between A and D. I don't know what either of those are.
Okay. And Curlo, you did only have the one chip. You went with high density polyethylene, and you would have liked to have covered polyvinyl chloride for PVC, you said?
Yeah, I've covered a couple of DT lessons at school, and I know that they talk about PVC and HDP. So, and they've got a laser cutter there. Obviously, when I'm covering, I'm not allowed to use it because it's too dangerous. But yeah.
Well, the situation is, if it's C, we do continue on to another question. It will be 2 chips versus 1. If the answer is A or B, then Sapster will be our next finalist. If the answer is D, then we go to sudden death to determine our next finalist. The correct answer is... A, polymethyl methacrylate. And that means, Samster, you are the winner of the duel and qualify through to the finals. Wow. Samster, how you feeling?
Again, very lucky because I was not going to cover that. I was just going to go for B and C. I'm very lucky. That's all I can say.
Let's go through these. So polymethyl methacrylate, also known as plexiglass, brand name Perspex, or acrylic, produces great results on a laser cutter, making it a very popular choice for laser cutting plastic. The high-density polyethylene, that is HDPE, it tends to melt, leaving a sticky, gooey mess. The polyvinyl chloride, that's PVC, produces chlorine gas when you try and laser cut it. So not only is it toxic, it can also ruin the machine's metal components and optics. And the last one that everybody left off, Amy getting it right, saying it is ABS, tends to be a melter as well, and it also produces cyanide gas, as well as a bunch of other nasty stuff when you burn it with a laser cutter. So yeah, nasty. Don't want to be doing that at all. Which does mean, yes, Amster, you qualify for the finals, and hard luck, commiserations there to Colo. Yeah, unfortunately on that final question there, how you feel?
I feel relaxed that the next 2 times we play, I won't have to worry about getting picked to play in the hot seat. I can just enjoy it.
Well, you may still get to be in the hot seat if there's nobody else to fall back to. It does depend on that particular metric, but we do tend to have a one only option, but sort of dependent on the population of people playing the games. From the looks of things, we probably will have enough to be able to have one per attempt, but in the case we don't, then we will go and re-roll for those that have already played and give them a second chance potentially. But you've also got the wildcard positions to potentially battle for, so that's all potentially a thing as well. Samster, though, you are definitely secured a position into the finals. How are you feeling?
I'm relieved in a sense, and as I said, I just feel very lucky. It's just a shame it came down to pretty much blind luck rather than having actual knowledge, but I guess that's part of the game. Just, I had the chips left over, and they carried me through to the end. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you did very, very well there. Having that chip advantage at that point certainly helped you, and you're able to spread and play those chips. And Dazine, you are through to the finals to potentially face off against either Ben or Claire in the first phase of the finals bracket. Of those two, who would you rather want to play?
Take your pick, to be honest. Both very good quizzes. Ben's the only one out of all of us that's managed to win the finish line, so... That's true. That is very true. Yeah. And the Claire, obviously, only can actually, great quizzer as well, so it's take your pick. 50-50.
50-50. It's always a 50-50. Yeah. And it might not even be those two, because there's still another two guarantee spots to fill, and another 3 of those being wild cards. So there's still 5 more spaces to make amends. As Score says, 3 out of 8 spaces down. So yes, we'll look forward to you in the finals phase there, Sepster, and maybe we'll see you into the finals phase as well, Carlo. But in either case, thank you very much for playing Duel this evening. I hope you enjoyed your time in the centre stage in Duel tonight.
Thank you, Ash. Yeah, very much so.
No worries. Thank you very much for playing, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll catch you later. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. See you later.
Bye. And yes, I have given the website a proper refresh on all of the scoring, so it should now reflect the results of tonight's duels, in which case, if we look at the leaderboard, we now see that Mark is in the lead on duel score with 1,096. Then it is Shapes in second place with 934. And it's Toot in third place with 901 duel score. That is what they currently have at the top of the leaderboard. But we still have 2 more episodes of Duel to play out for the qualifying phase. And remember that it's your top 5 duels that count towards your total, plus any guaranteed duel points you earn from the warm-ups. Must have had a better game than I felt did. Yes, indeed, Shapes. So as it currently stands, those claiming wildcard positions will be Mark, Shapes and Toot, but that can still change from the results of the next 2 episodes. Next episode will be a week on Friday from this point, if memory serves. And then, let me look on my website. Let me go to my rules page, because it tells me on my rules page when they are. There we go. Friday, May the 9th is our 4th qualifier, and then the final qualifier is on the following Wednesday from that, Wednesday, May the 14th. So those are the 2 final episodes for qualifying, Friday, May the 9th, and Wednesday, May the 14th. And then we run into the finals week, that being Wednesday, May the 21st, and Friday, May the 23rd for the end. So that brings us to a close on Duel Season 5. Episode 3, and I hope you enjoyed your time in Duel tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I will be back on Friday with more regular quiz night content. I believe we've got Redacted with a pack written by Hex that is due to play out on the Friday stream. I can't remember what the warm-up game is before that, but I will sort that out. But yeah, it will be Redacted as our main game on Friday, and then I'll be back with what game have we got on the next Wednesday then? Let me have a look at my schedule. On the Wednesday stream in betwixt, we have got we've got the drop, and we've got 1,000 heartbeats is what we've got, in fact. So million Duke drop, or 100,000 Duke drop, should I say, on May the 7th, along with 1,000 heartbeats. Yes, we get to drop the beat on May the 7th before going into our 4th duel episode at the end of the week there. Now, speaking of drop the beat, we need to end the stream right here, right now, and go into a watch-along in Discord, because Genius Game has, it's in the first episode has completely aired already. We have missed out on it live because of all of this, but we're going to go into a watch along in the Discord right now. We're raiding into our own server, and we'll get to watch the first episode of the UK edition of Genius Game, which I'm really, really looking forward to. I have no idea. We're not going to do a wheel because I want to get straight into doing the watch along. So we'll carry the wheel over to the Friday stream where there won't be a clash with Genius Game stuff. So yeah, we'll carry that over and do a double spin on Friday stream instead. But yes, Genius Game, if you're interested in that, we'll do the watch along in a moment's time. We're also going to be doing a watch along of that after Ben's stream tomorrow evening as well, because he's now back in doing streams. He was back on Saturday. It's been good to see him back in the saddle, as it were, doing some game night, and he'll be back on tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. for more game night. And after his stream, we'll do the watch along of Genius Game episode 2, because they're running 2 episodes a week for 4 weeks. On ITV for some reason. That's what they've decided to do. So Our raid is going to be to ourselves. We're not going to raid into anybody else on Twitch or anything like that. I'm just going to bring the stream to a close naturally, and I'll see you in Discord in like 5 minutes or so once I've set everything up. Unless somebody else wants to do the actual watch along hosting, I'm happy to do the actual video capture type thing. Anyway, catch you later. I'll see you on stream on Friday, and if not that, if potentially the watch along in a moment, and if not that, the stream, and if not that, then sometime next week. Enjoy the weather. I know it's warm out there, but enjoy the weather, and I'll see you soon. Take care and good night.